إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا وقرة أعيننا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه تبارك وتعالى وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم القيامة وبعد. فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وأفضل الحديث بعد حديث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار أعاذني الله وإياكم من النار ومن أهل النار. Beloved brothers and sisters, we thank Allah wa ta'ala for another occasion of being here to, inshallah, together worship Him. We ask Him tawfiq. We also ask Him al-qabul. May Allah accept it from all of us. Last Friday we started with you the hadith of Abu Dhar, a very long hadith, or let's say long hadith because there are some hadith that are longer. And we spoke in the beginning about the rate of the hadith, the sihha or the dark of the hadith. Ibn Hibban declared the hadith sahih, and Ibn al-Jawzi, rahmatullahi alayhima, to him the hadith is weak because of the presence of Ibrahim ibn Hisham, Ibn Yahya in the chain of the narration, but according to Ibn Hibban, Ibrahim ibn Hisham is thick, straightforward. And according to Abu Dhar ibn Jawzi, he is weak. And I said the reason why we are bringing up this hadith is because of so many fruits of wisdom that we may learn from this hadith. In the hadith, to just remind what we said quickly, Abu Dhar, Sayyiduna Abu Dhar, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala be pleased with him, said he entered the masjid and he found the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sitting by himself. Of course, he came and sat down by Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said to him, Ya Aba Dhar, inna al-masjid tahiyyatan wa inna tahiyyatahu rak'atan faqum. O Aba Dhar, the masjid has a tahiyya. You owe the masjid salam, and the tahiyya of the masjid is to pray to rak'ah. So get up and pray. And he said when he prayed him and finished it, he came back to the Prophet ﷺ and asked him, and when he sat down, he asked, O Rasulullah ﷺ, you have commanded me to pray. What is prayer? The Prophet ﷺ said to him that prayer is the best supplement. خير موضوع. You can choose to do it many times. You can also choose to do it you can make it as many as possible. I will stop it. Choose to do a lot of prayer or to do a little prayer. Know that this is the best thing you can do. And then he says, Ayyul amali afdal. What is the best amal? The best action? The Prophet ﷺ said, Iman billahi wa jihadun fi sabilillah. Iman in Allah, to believe in Allah, have firm faith in Allah, and to struggle, jihad in the sake of Allah ta'ala. Because there are different types of jihad, but he will tell us in the hadith the best among all the types of jihad. And he asked, who is it best among all the believers? Who has the most perfect iman? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Ahsanuhum khuluqan," the best of them in character. And he asked, who is more safe among all the believers, the most safe? He said, the one from whose tongue and hand the people are safe. Here he used the word nas. Man salima nas min lisanihi wa yadihi. Not only man salima al-mu'minun aw al-muslimun min lisanihi wa yadihi. And then he asked, which prayer? Because he asked, what prayer? What was prayer? So prayer is so and so and then he asked here, which prayer is best? The Prophet said, because when you pray alone, to make it as long as possible, as you can. And then he asked, which hijrah is best? The Prophet said, the best hijrah is to abandon wicked deeds. Anything that is prohibited, forbidden by Allah. Man hajara siyat. And then he asked, Kama siyam, what is siyam? Fasting. The Prophet said, Faradun mujzi'un wa inda Allahi ada'ahun kathira. It's a fard that is sufficient. Siyam, it's a fard that is rewarded. Not only rewarded according to the other, according to what we have done, according to Allah. As I said, وَعِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَبْدٌ كَثِيرٌ. It's multiplied. Many falls with Allah. إِلَّا صَوْتُ بَيْنَهُ لِي وَأَنَا أَتِي. And then the Prophet said, Abu Dhar asked, فَأَيُّ الْجِهَادِ أَفْضَلُ? What jihad, or which jihad is best? Among all the mujahideen, who will have more reward? Prophet said, Man ukira jawabuhu wa ukhriya damuhu. The one who went to the battlefield and lost both his property and his own side. So those jawad, those wars was slaughtered, and his road was shut. For the sake of Allah. And then he said, Ya Rasulullah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what is the best ayah from among all the verses, the ayah that Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala revealed to you? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ayatul Kursi, and he explained the importance of Kursi. And how big Kursi is. Because according to the Prophet ﷺ, the samawat are nothing to Kursi but a space of halala, a ring. And Kursi is also to that little to Al-Arsh. If you go to look the width or the size of samawat, they are nothing to Kursi but the size of the ring. And kursi itself to arsh is nothing but the size of a ring. That's why Allah Ta'ala says, قل لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي ولو جئنا بمثله مددا. And he said, وما يعلم جنود ربكم إلا. And he said, ولو أن ما في الأرض من شجرة أقلام والبحر يمده من بعده 7 أبحر ما نفدت كلمات. He also tells us in his book, نحن ويعلمكم ما لا تعلمون. Unlike as he creates, which we do not know. Every day we discover new things. And then we never discover everything. Because he's the only one who knows everything. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And he asked, Kamil Anbiya, how many are the Anbiya, the prophets? The Prophet said, Mi'atu alfin wa ishruna alfa, 120,000. And among them who are the messengers, he asked, the Prophet said, Thalathu mi'atin wa thalathata ashara jamman ghafira. You know, counting is the most difficult thing in the Arab. وثلاثة عشر. You cannot say ثلاثة وعشرة, ثلاثة عشرة. Even if it is مرفوع or منصوب, you say ثلاثة عشرة. Very technical is language of ours. May Allah grant us understanding of Arabic to be able to understand the words of Allah and the words of Rasulullah. So Allah. And then he said, I asked, who was the first? And the Prophet answered, Adam. Adam was the Nabi Musa? The Prophet said, yes. خلقه الله بيده ونفخ فيه من روحه وكلمه قبلا. Allah created him with his own heart. He created us all. You know that? قدرته كما يعلم سبحانه. But mentioning that he created Adam with his hand, that's karama, takrimatan li Adam alayhi salam. Maziyya lahu alayhi. And he blew his ruh, ونفخت فيه من روحي. But when you deal with Allah, you forget al-kayfiyya, forget al-ayniyya, la zamana, wala makana, walakin innama amruhu kun. As he said, it's also realized. إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون. And then he said, he spoke to him, قبلا. دعوة وكلم الله موسى تكليما. Here, the Prophet is telling us that Allah spoke to Adam. Of course, he spoke to all of us, whether we remember or we don't. But Allah spoke to each of us. وإذا أخذ ربك من بني آدم من ظهورهم ذرياتهم وأشهدهم على أنفسهم ألست بربكم قالوا بلى شهدنا أن تقولوا يوم القيامة إنا كنا عن هذا غافلين. We all spoke to Allah and answered when he asked, am I not your Lord? Yes, you are. Because we are here before that. But there is no excuse for us, because Allah has placed in us that which will make us remember. That's why Quran speaks to us all the time. Remember. When you remember, you are remembering that which you already knew. You cannot remember something you didn't know. So we know Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. يا أيها الروح هل ترضى مجاورة على الدوام لهذا المذنب الكدر ألست كنت ولا جسما تساكنه ألست في حضرات الله فالذكر حتى جعلت بأمر الله في قفص ليبتلاك فكن من خير مختبر. سيد الإمام أحمد رحمه الله. Even if we didn't have prophets, even if there was no book, we still have in us that which can remind us of Allah Ta'ala. I don't know if you have ever read the book of Ibn Tufayl, the great Muslim philosopher. His book, that boy was thrown by his mother because of the fear of her parents who disagreed with the marriage from which she had a baby. She gave a baby to conceive. And she ended by being raised by a deer. He grew up there until he realized that something was different between him and the deer, because he thought he was the elder. And he learned, he knew about Allah through a very painful moment when his mother, the deer, died. And he never witnessed somebody die. He thought she was living. He did everything. She can wake up. And he was looking inside the mother, but prevented her from getting up. He tore the bag. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't see anything. Now he was looking around him. The other animals. What makes them walk? Do everything. And he doesn't make his own mama doing the same thing. He started cheering them to see that very thing that make people move, or make things or animals or living beings move. Until he realized that there was power, and that power was blessed by God, meaning makes power. He knew that through this very painful moment, the death of his dear mother. So Allah Ta'ala spoke to us. And whenever we come to make salah, we are speaking to Him. Sayyiduna Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi said, whenever I want to speak to Allah, I get up and pray. فَالْمُصَلِّي يُنَاجِي رَبَّهُ. When you are in prayer, you are in private conversation with Allah. Whether you feel it or you don't. If you don't, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Allah Ta'ala says, woe to those who pray, because they are absent from the very sense of prayer. And he said, Imam Ahmad said, but if I want Allah to speak to me directly, I grasp the Quran and read it. When you read the Quran, it is Allah speaking to you. That's an honor. And Sayyidina Abu Dhar was asked if Adam was Nabi Musa, the Prophet said yes, he was the first. And he said all those things about it. And then the Prophet ﷺ gave him more information about Adam and the other prophets. He said, 4 of the prophets were Siriyaniyun, or Suryaniyun, you can say. Adam, Sheeth, Afnuh. Afnuh is Sayyiduna Idris. And the Prophet ﷺ said, he is the first person to write with pen. And Noah, Ibrahim, and Noah and Ibrahim. And then 4 of them are Arabs: Hud, Shu'aib, Salih, wa Nabiyyuka Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he asked, how many books Allah revealed? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, 184. She's 50 Sahih. To Idris alayhi salam of Nuh, 30 Sahih. And to Ibrahim 10, to Musa 10 Sahaif before Torah, and Torah, Injil, Zabur, and Quran. And then here we started to talk. We started at this point when he asked about the books of Ibrahim and Musa. In the books of Ibrahim, he said, what were the books, or what was the Sahih of Ibrahim? Among things Allah wa Ta'ala said in the book of Sayyidina Ibrahim, according to the Prophet, he said, Proverbs. Among those proverbs, أيها الملك المسلل المبتلى المغرور إني لم أبعثك لتجمع الدنيا بعضها على بعض ولكني بعثتك لترد عني دعوة المظلوم فإني لا أردها ولو كان منها. O you, the sea leader, king, powerful, tested with power. I did not make you a king, a leader, a president, a judge, to gather dunya, to gather this world or the worldly benefits. But I have set you there for you to return the rights of the oppressed to the oppressed. And he said, I do not reject the dua, the claim, the da'wah of the oppressed, even if the oppressed is a kafir. Which means you cannot even oppress a kafir. Some people, when they deal with a kafir, and a kafir is difficult even to know. If you call him Islam, that he knows for him disbelieving. Because before you say no, you have the option to say yes. The right. When you don't have the right, the option to say yes or no, you have not said anything. You haven't said anything. And even if you know he's a kafir, some of us think it's okay to eat their money. It's not a problem. The ghanimah of the Muslim, who said that? It doesn't work that way. Allah says He does not reject to return the da'wah, the dua of a mazlum, of an oppressed person. Even if he is a kafir, Allah will accept their dua. Even if they are kafir, they have rights that you have taken, Allah will take these rights from you. And among the amthal in that book, وَعَلَى الْعَاقِلِ مَا لَمْ يَكُنْ مَغْلُوبًا عَلَى عَقْلِهِ أَنْ تَكُونَ لَهُ ساعة يناجي فيها ربه وساعة يحاسب فيها نفسه وساعة يتفكر فيها في صنع الله وساعة يغلو فيها لحاجته من المطعم والمشرب. The intelligent person, as long as he has his faculties with him, should organize his time. Time is very important to Allah. Time. I mean, it is the most important thing in life because life is about time. Sometimes we forget that. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. Time matters. I don't know who wrote it. I think Mouhamed Sakho, that Indian thinker. This is. He was showing how we can be loyal to the people of the past by moving forward. Because to be loyal to Rasulullah doesn't mean you have to necessarily think the way the Prophet did them exactly. Because there are things he did because that very time demanded that. But your time may demand something else. And here he said, we have to organize our time. A time where we have nothing to do but conversing with Allah. Sa'atan binashikira. And a time we have nothing to do but making muhasabah, checking ourselves, whether we're doing good or not. And a sa'a that we use to ponder, to think upon the creators of Allah, and the sa'a that we use to look or seek al-ma'ish, al-mat'am al-mushar, go to work because you need that. And then he said, وَعَلَى الْعَاقِلِ أَلَّا يَكُونَ ضَاعِنًا إِلَّا لِهَذَا. The person of intelligence should not move for anything but three. تزود لمعاد أو مرمة لمعاش أو لذة في غير محرم. Whether I am looking for provision for akhirah or living for this dunya or enjoying pleasures that is not. And he also said, وَعَلَى الْعَاقِلِ أَنْ يَكُونَ بَصِيرًا بِزَمَانِهِ مُقْبِلًا عَلَى شَأْنِهِ حافظا للسانه ومن حسب كلامه من عقله قل كلامه إلا بما يعلم. That the aqil should know his time. Sidi Ahmad Tijani Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to say, بِسَيْرِ زَمَانِكَ سِرْ بِسَيْرِ زَمَانِكَ سِرْ. Work according to your time. The Prophet is telling us here that in the book of Ibrahim, Allah said that one should know realities of Islam. I hear all these years Shaykh al-Bay'a talking about the fiqh of reality. Not only fiqh of reality, but fiqh al-mutawaqqa. Future, we have to deal with future. If such a thing happens, what should we do? And in fiqh of Imam Malik, you can see many مسائل تتعلق بالفقه المتوقع ما يسمى بالافتراء. Supposing so it so happened. And then he said, should also mind his business. Minding one's business because the Islam guarding his tongue. And he says here something very important, that whoever compare that which he has to do and that which he has to say, if you compare them, you will know that you will have to do way more than what you have to say. You know, Allah Ta'ala gives you so many things to do, to act, and one instrument which is tongue. That means we have to do more than we talk. One of our sheikhs used to joke with us, and he said, when you see a person having a beard, gray before his hair, know that he talks more than he thinks. Know that he talks. He has so many projects maybe with his tongue, but he doesn't do anything. That's why he has. Excuse me. And then he said, O Rasulullah, Abu Dhar, فما كان صحف موسى, what were the suhuf of Musa? إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. He said, كانت عبرا كلها. عبر is different from مدى. إن في ذلك عبر للذكر. And among these عبر, he said, عجبت لمن أيقن بالموت ثم هو يقع. Amazed, Allah is saying, amazed. You know, Allah doesn't be amazed. It's a way of making us understand. As he said in the Hadith, Ya Adam, on the day of judgment, Allah will speak to one of us. I was sick and you didn't come to visit me. You sick? Don't you know that so and so was sick and you didn't visit him? Don't you know if you went to visit him, you will find him there? That's why he said, Al-Maridu fi ma'ijati Allahi ta'ala. When you are sick, you know that you are in the company of Allah. You're not alone. So it is amazing. I'm amazed to see a person who has certainty that death will come his way, will come to take him, and he doesn't know when. Yet he is happy. Yes, he shows happiness whenever you see him. Yes, there is happiness, but the farah is more than happiness. It's overjoyed with no reason. Because even when we are happy with what we have, we don't want to just be happy because we have a car. And Imam Ghazali made a very beautiful example. He said, people, when it comes to thanking Allah, are free. Someone who wanted to have a horse, and the king gave him a horse. He's happy just because he had a horse. And that's what he wanted. The other person is happy because the horse came from the king. You know, if I give you $50,000, it's different from when one of the noble people today, I don't want to cite any president, because to me they're not more important, will give you $50,000. The way you feel is different. Oh, so he invited you to his palace and there was television. And he said the second one was happy because the king gave him the horse. But the third one, the true thankful person, the very person that is thankful, truly thankful, truly grateful, is the one who is happy, not because he had the horse, not only because it's from the king, but because he can serve the king with the horse. So we're happy because we can serve Allah with the ni'am of Allah. And the first of the ni'mah of Allah is our wujud. As Ibn Arabi said that the servant has nothing, even his wujud. Even the word abd, the name abd is not for you. What do you have? Nothing. It's for Allah Ta'ala. That's what Allah didn't say what you have will end. He said ma'indakum. Because it's not us. What is with ma'indakum ya Allah. Wa ma'inda Allah. Kullu shay'in halikun illa wajh. Lahu al-hukmu wa ilayhi turja'un. Kullu man 'alayha fan wa yabqa wajhu rabbika dhul jalali. The person who knows that their death is there, yet they don't care. SubhanAllah, 2 days ago, it was 2 days ago, right? One of our brothers, very good person, studying Egypt. He went to Senegal. On his way back, he was at the airport of Dakar. One of the brothers who came here the other day, they were supposed to come together. That brother Mahmoud, he had extra luggage, extra baggage. And so he took his luggage and put it with his own one because he didn't have any way. Then Mahmoud he went, but he didn't see Sari. He was speaking with this man. Where is Sari? I don't see him. The other said, oh, you know Sari always travels with his business efforts, his customers. We're not going to see him. Guess what happened? Sari died. He fell before after he did everything. He was about to go to the gate, he fell. We took him to hospital. We all know. 2 days ago, عجبت لمن أيقن بالموت ثم ولد. Very ambitious person, very beautiful person, very generous person. Both in character and in work. Very young. He was a professor at university. When he doesn't teach, he goes to the markets. He goes to the meetings, subhanAllah, helping people. We're going to help him renovating schools in Senegal and other places. What is it? 2 days ago, he knew that that would happen. Maybe he was even questioning. Or was raised. So wherever we are, we want to make sure that we are ready to die at that very situation. If we don't, let us quit. Death knows all of us. Knows our addresses. It's like a GPS activated by Allah. أينما تكونوا يدرككم الموت ولو كنتم في بروج مشيدة. If you want to learn, he says, قل إن الموت الذي تفرون منه فإنه ملاقيكم ثم تردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. And he said, عجبت لمن أيقن وعجبت لمن أيقن بالنار ثم هو يضحك. It's amazing that one knows that death is fire. Prophet said this fire is 70 years, 1/70th of the fire of Africa. It is very fire. Some scholars said that when Allah Ta'ala brought Sayyidina Adam to earth, he took a little, very little portion of the fire. He said to put it in the ocean. Some people say 70 different oceans. But when this fire came, it burns all that which was on that was put again to the ocean. For us, we can better be able to balance and this fire is going to be added to the fire for the people of fire. May Allah Ta'ala save all of us. The one who knows that the fire is there, and you see him laughing. Some of the angels have not laughed since the day he knew Allah gave him fire. And fire is not Allah. Because Allah says fire is for people, it is for human beings. It is also for the beings that human beings fear most. The jinns. When a person gets up to go at night to the bathroom, when they see a jinn, what happens to them? They lose their mind. There's a sanity. Allah says, وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. And in Surah Hud, He says, لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ من الجنة والناس أجمعين. نسأل الله لكم العافية والنجاة من النار. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين. الحمد لله وكفى والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى. في مقدمتهم سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه الكرام والصفا. Inshallah, we will finish the hadith this coming Friday after Allah. حياة ونسأله تبارك وتعالى أن يمد لنا ولكم العمر. آمين. As I said, we lost his brother yesterday, 2 days ago, and the very same day we lost another man in Manhattan that I met him last Friday. We had a conference. He was there, very active. Something happened to him. The very evening that we lost his brother, but he was a little maybe because he fell. I think Saturday night or Sunday was in the hospital for a couple of days. We were here at the masjid praying for that brother. We got a call and back again. His name back again. Also that. And it's painful. It looks surprising because it happens to us. It happens every single day. Every single moment, whether you know or you don't know, somebody is dying, and somebody is being born. كل يوم هو في شأن يسأله من في السماوات والأرض كل يوم هو في شأن. شؤون يظهرها لا شؤون يبتديها. We ask him to forgive us. We ask him to have lutf us. And we ask him to make us among the people of Sirat Mustaqim. And we ask him to accept us. And we ask him to bless us in our life, forgive us, and grant us Jannah when we meet him subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, Haji, I have to mention it. Every Friday you see here the beautiful Pakistani brother Haji Muhammad. He's in England because he's sick. Please include the your class. That's why I see him today. Another brother just told me that I have a surgery in 2 weeks. People are sick, are poor, are miserable, are stressed. But we shouldn't be, inshallah, because sickness is nothing. It's just kafara. Tahur, inshallah. That is nothing, it's just a transition. ليس الفراق فراق الموت والسفر إن الفراق الذي بالجنان أو سقر. That's the only separation. When you guys are in Jannah and I am la qadar Allah in fire. That's the separation. But the separation of life is not separation. Even the separation of death is not separation. True separation is process in fire. May Allah grant all of us Jannah. And I'm inviting all of you again to support the masjid. It's about the end of the month, and we still struggle to be have the rent paid on time. And you know, at the end of this year, the rent is going to raise. We have no guarantee that we're going to stay at the end of the year. We have new owners. And they are, believe me, I mean, I'm not backbiting, I told them already. They are money hungry people. They are very hungry. I'm telling you. Of course, when you have a new building and you want to pay it, you want to do everything to pay it. Just like you have a new business and you want to work. That's how you will do everything. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make your businesses work. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make your hearts turn to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala accept it from us and accept it from all of you. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واغفر لنا ولجميع موتى المسلمين وارحمهم واعف عنهم وعافهم وأدخلهم جنتك الفردوس بلا عقاب ولا حساب ولا مشقة مع مجاورة رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا واغفر لنا وارحمنا إذا سرنا إلى ما ساروا إليه. صلى الله وسلم وكرم وشرف وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم العظيم وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله صدق الله العظيم. الله الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
So basically, they put me off for so much money, and then after that, they didn't give me social. Because my dad and I were like, no, this guy has academics for money. I was like, but I have 97, I have all my SATs, I had a 22 for sales. The only thing I get is I get white toast summer free, but Father's Day is because I applied for a job at college. They told me, I'll contact you.